Good afternoon, leaders of the City of Burlington. As you all know, there is a severe winter storm heading our direction over the next couple of days. The impending severe weather will likely affect the northern half of the state of Vermont, specifically Franklin, Orleans, Essex, Grand Isle, Lamoille, Chittenden, Washington, and Caledonia counties will be most affected. Freezing rain and up to 3 inches of ice could accumulate throughout the region, followed up by 6 inches of snow. This storm is expected to impact the region on January 5th and 6th, but the effects of the storm could last for several more days. Because there has been a large amount of snow accumulation in northern Vermont already this year, this storm is expected to dramatically increase the stress on the state's infrastructure. The added weight of 3 inches of ice and 6 inches of snow will likely damage power lines, trees, and homes throughout the area. Downed trees and power lines could possibly block major roadways and damage homes and businesses. The increased ice could also cause ice flows and ice jams, causing rivers to overflow and damage to dams. Moderate to severe damage is likely in the area's transportation, power, water, and dam infrastructure. The Winooski River's several dams near Burlington could become a major concern. The last major ice storm in 1998 caused over $1.3 million in damage, with the majority of that damage coming to power lines and power outages being caused by the storm. At one point, over 60% of the city of Burlington was without power, and this went on for about a day, with 98% of the city's power recipients affected by the storm. At this time, it is important to alert the residents of Burlington to the potential dangers associated with this winter storm. Residents should be urged not to take this storm lightly. They should be encouraged to stock up on non-perishable food items, batteries, flashlights, water, waterproof matches, blankets, warm and waterproof clothing, and rock salt. Residents should also be encouraged to stay off roads during and immediately after the storm. The city should also notify residents of the dangers of traveling on icy roads and the dangers associated with extreme cold and hypothermia. Alerts should be broadcast via local radio and television media outlets. Additionally, residents should be reminded of emergency and non-emergency telephone numbers for first responders, as well as the telephone numbers for local power and utilities to report damage. The City of Burlington should attempt to project a message of preparation and not panic. Though this is shaping up to be a severe winter storm, this is not the first time these residents have faced severe winter weather. As I noted already, in 1998, there was a massive ice storm that affected the city of Burlington, and some of that damage is still being recovered to this day, some of the flooding that was caused from that. The city should prepare for the storm by prepositioning personnel and equipment to combat the damage from the storm. Police, fire, and emergency medical service personnel should be at the ready to provide emergency care to save lives that may potentially be endangered. In accordance with the state of Vermont's emergency operations plan, preservation of life must be the priority for all responding agencies and organizations. In order to accomplish this, I recommend the City of Burlington do the following. The Burlington Department of Public Works should thoroughly salt and sand local roads, starting with the main roads and routes to the University of Vermont Medical Center, North Shore University Hospital, and other local hospitals and medical centers. Parking bans on major roads should be put into effect, and the city's parking garages should be opened for free parking, as residents should be encouraged to find off-road parking. This will facilitate the clearing of roads and the passage of emergency personnel and the passage of repair crews throughout the city. Additionally, the Burlington Department of Public Works right-of-way crew should be put in an on-call status to prepare to clear roadways that are made impassable. The city should work with the Burlington Electric Department and Green Mountain Power to pre-position resources to support the reestablishing power services after the storm. As we learned from the 1998 storm, this was the biggest source of damage to the city and one of the biggest threats to the city's residents. Additionally, the city should have the Burlington Water Division pre-position resources to support the reestablishing of water services, which may be damaged by the severe cold and ice. The city should also be prepared to stand up an emergency operations center to coordinate the response efforts of the city and the use of the city's resources. It should be noted that this emergency operations center could eventually become a command post for the state to use if state resources do get involved in the local area. The city should also coordinate with the counties around it and other agencies. Specifically, it should coordinate with Chittenden County officials and keep them apprised and informed of anything that the city does. The city should also coordinate with the neighboring counties of Grand Isle, Franklin, Lamoille, Washington, and Addison to support each other with emergency services. Addison County will likely be best positioned to provide support to Burlington because they are the least likely to be affected by the storm. The city should also alert the Red Cross, Vermont Food Bank, and Vermont voluntary organizations active in disaster of the impending storm, potential resource shortfalls, and the projected life support needs that they may be able to provide to the Burlington citizens. Finally, City of Burlington must ensure that they coordinate with the state of Vermont. And they'll do this to the city should issue winter weather warnings via the state's emergency alert system, vtalert.gov, and the National Alert Warning System, and also via local media. But the city should definitely keep the governor of the state apprised of any actions taken by Burlington and any resource shortfalls that may come up. The city should be prepared to ask the governor for support if emergency efforts go beyond the capability of the city's resources. Such a statement would allow the governor to employ state assets in response to the storm, as well as work with other states to support Burlington. In order to ensure a smooth recovery from this storm, the city of Burlington must prepare now. Resources must be engaged and positioned to revive the city's support system as soon as they are rendered inoperable by the storm. Thank you.